Hi, everybody, and welcome to the course. This is the 4 Great Books. Let me tell you a little bit about this course and why you want to take it. And although we don't have an add and drop period in this particular university, you wouldn't want to drop it anyway. This should be a pretty interesting adventure for you, and I mean adventure. We're going to run the gamut of human emotions. You're going to suffer, you're going to be elated, you're going to laugh, you're going to cry. You're going to hear things you haven't heard before and think about things in language and in ways you haven't done before. It's a human adventure. It's an adventure into the human spirit. It's an adventure into human thought. Let me start this course on 4 Great Books by reading something, appropriately enough. We'll be doing some reading in this course as well as talking. It's from the introduction to Shakespeare's Politics. Shakespeare's Politics, that's nice. That's going to cover a pretty good section of what we're going to be doing. The introduction is written by 2 of my teachers. So this teacher is handing on something to you, which has been handed on to him, which, unless these guys were total originals, was handed on to them as well. It's Alan Bloom, the great professor from the University of Chicago, author of The Closing of the American Mind, Harry Jaffa, one of the great teachers of our time. Here's what they said in this introduction, and this is the rationale for this course. The most striking fact about contemporary university students is that there is no longer any canon of books which forms their taste and their imagination. In general, they do not look at all the books when they meet problems in life or try to think about their goals. There are no literary models for the conceptions of virtue and of vice. This state of affairs itself reflects a deeper fact, the decay of the common understanding of and agreement on first principles that is characteristic of our time. We do not have agreement on first principles. You can think of that in terms of Democrats or Republicans, conservatives and liberals, friends you have and people who can't be friends with because you think you don't agree on first principles. That lack of agreement on first principles is fundamental. We'll talk a lot about that in this course. This doesn't mean that the classic authors are no longer read. They are perhaps read more and in greater variety than ever before, but they do not move. They do not seem to speak to the situation of the modern young. They are not part of the furniture of the student's mind. Now, why is that important? Why is it important to have these books be the furniture of the student's mind? Is it because I'm an old guy, or a getting older guy at least, and I have this kind of, charming antique interest in old books, dead white European males, and that's the way I was taught, that's the way books I was raised on, so you should be raised on them too. As a friend of mine said, I was punished with these books, and so shall you. No, it's not that. I wasn't punished with these books, and so shall you be punished. It's because these books have great insights, have great ideas, and they can make a difference, an important difference in your life. It can become part of the furniture of your mind. It can become something to which you have recourse when you encounter issues, problems, questions in your life. Yes, a book can be that kind of counselor and offer that kind of counsel. There's a reason these books have lasted. There's a reason these books continue to give and replenish people's souls and people's minds. They are full and they are rich. They are important. And they are very, very smart. That's the best word I can think of. How smart they are about our condition, about our human condition. I remember a Yale professor who wrote once that the single most important thing that we have to learn in life is the psychomachia, the struggle of the human soul. The struggle in the human soul between good and evil, between things you should do and things you shouldn't do. All human beings experience that. And this professor said, the great books, the really great books, take us into that struggle. Sometimes personally, sometimes politically, sometimes both. And these 4 books, or sets of books, or sets of readings that we will look at, will do just that.